Hello, hello, hello. I am still out there. It's been 6 months since a video. I got a job which requires my big boy pants to be on, and I am training for an event near the end of the year. So I have been busy. But it is Monday, active recovery day, so I get to just toddle off to my favorite cafe and do some work, interrogate some young track sprinters, and see my girls who will already be there on their way to school. And I'm going to piecemeal together a video over about a fortnight of just trying to ride my bike.
Can you search a photo of a hundred spider?
Dylan Day, cycling statistic you're most proud of? Box squat, flying 200, PB something.
Probably like a 230 box squat.
Aaron Green, speed skater and track cyclist. Any statistic you're most proud of?
Probably 145 on the squat.
Ouch, thank you. And Monday is active recovery day, so I've been for a swim while I take the girls to their swimming lessons, and I've found my track pump in my car. Alright, Tuesday, erg day, which my wife also calls pain cave day. But I've got a lot of cycling to catch up on because it is full swing.
It's actually the time champion of Norway, which is one of those.
Wednesday, strength day, and Apple has updated Apple Fitness Plus on Apple TV, and it won't work with my watch, so I nearly give up and doom scroll, but we get there in the end.
I got two towel bands.
Alright, Thursday is erg day 2, and it's been 5-6 months of solo training. I've got some pretty good erg fatigue of getting bored, and my Garmin tells me constantly I need to do some more intensive work. So I've busted out my old Le Monde to convert it with my track adapter back so I can do some fixed gear efforts.
Big old disco. Cool. Dad's in the garage.
And it's a rollers warm-up. That thump, thump, thump you can hear turns out to be ominous. And that is my uh-oh face. It's been a while since I've done fixed gear efforts on the Le Monde. It's heavy and it screams like a plane on takeoff. And I had no idea that I did Taco Vanderhorn teeth, but here we are. And onto the rollers for a warm down. And the ominous noise turns out to be the cotton sidewall of that tyre giving up, which I only find out a bit later on. Friday, I was domsed to bits, but I think I sat on the erg for an hour and made some scones for morning tea. I'm off to Rotorua. Got a serious day on the mountain bike planned. Mountain biking is hard. I don't take footage on the bike. But this is my biggest ever day on the bike almost, and I'm not even half distance, and I'm still not at cut-off pace. And at this point in proceedings, I forgot I was making a video, and so a week later, I'm back out on the bike.
Haha,
This is one of the stupidest things I've done on a bike in a long time. Whew. Hashtag so alive. I mean, at least the view was worth it. And at this point, I forget again that I'm doing a video and decide to start doing a video narrating to camera. Hello, hello, hello. What are we? Nearly the end of May. Deeply autumn in New Zealand. I still exist. It's been a hot minute since I existed. Well, I still exist, but haven't existed on this particular platform. I have been training for an event, and I've never ridden so much or so far or so hard in my life, and yet I have so far to go. But primarily here just to talk about the absolute chaos and carnage that has ensued in the last fortnight of training. The last time I ever really trained for anything was I thought I would be a track cyclist for a little while, and I enjoyed track sprinting, so the Flying 200 in qualification for the sprint, the Kieran, but never the kilo. And so the equipment I had for training was a track bike, some rollers, and a Le Monde erg with the Velo bike track adapter. But it is very loud. Anyone who's done efforts on a Le Monde will know about the noise. And so I bought on Facebook Marketplace a Jet Black Volt 2, which is almost silent, which I've had attached to my Canyon. And since, because the event I'm entering is a mountain bike event, for the first time since probably my teens, or at least 20s, I own a mountain bike. And I say carnage has ensued because I've run out of things to train on. I was upshifting on the Canyon to make sure that it was in its lowest, highest, smallest cog to get the wheel off and get it on the trainer, and I wasn't turning the cranks, and I managed to wedge trying to free that, I lunched a non-serviceable part of an otherwise perfect GRX shifter. And then it turns out if you neglect your track bike hanging on the wall for a couple of years, tyre will perish in the sun. Some roller efforts on the track bike, and a small thump 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 turned into a very big thump 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 because the sidewall had gone completely and the tube was about to exit the chat room at 140 psi, which I think we can all agree is suboptimal. The Smart erg has an 11-speed cassette Shimano. This is 12-speed SRAM. The dumb erg was set up for track. The track bike was out of action for the rollers. So training this week has looked like rollers on my fixed gear street bike and efforts on this thing at 5116. So I think I'd very much like to get at least one bike operational again and get out riding in the near future. Question for past self: where did you put the through axles? So feel free to hang around for a second. We might do a fast forward or hyperlapse garage tidying montage.
Assalamu alaikum.
Whoopsie, 3 minutes until school run. Literally running today. No children were too badly neglected in the making of this film. Where was I? And the reason for all of that is I haven't really stopped in a good 3 months, if not more. And tidied. And I would like to get around to replacing this lever. All right, Laura's not home, so I've just borrowed the hairdryer to try and get this bar tape off so I can use it again. It's been 27 years. I mean, 5 hours, but the phone battery is completely flat, so I'm just checking in from the photo booth on the Mac. But oh yeah, I wish I'd taken a before photo. But I've just got to bleed it and clean it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I meant to say we got there. So the bike is together. It seems to be working. And since I'm on a micro taper deload week, thank you Scott for the suggestion, I'm just out this morning for 45 minutes, primarily to see if my handy manning will hold. There was definitely a sector. There's something about how towns grow, that this used to be the rural edge of town, and the chickens haven't quite got the memo that it's now suburbia. So I'm home after riding the Taniwha. Key takes freezing this morning, and then a mayhemic start, but I really focused on just eating my way through the middle third of the race, and I came home, for me, really strong. So now I gotta pack up. Worked, so nothing fell apart that I fixed. Thanks for joining me for a pretty mayhemic slapdash cut together video. The Taniwha was a halfway to real event training goal, and so yeah, the last 6 months of training have been pretty awesome. Looking forward to the event coming up near the end of October, and hey, if I get another video out, I'll see you, but if I don't, I'll see you. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.